Another episode of the I Am Undeniable podcast. I'm your host, Alex Sundar, and I'm here to drop some major fucking bombs and perspective on how to become your unbreakable in your mind, body, and soul. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about exactly what to eat before you work out. This is extremely important. It's going to add you a lot of context, a lot of things that you exactly need. And as we kind of know, what you eat is what makes your body, right? Your body is the foundation of your mind and soul. And we got to make sure that we're fueling our body correctly in order to make that stuff happen. So if you guys are checking out this episode, message me on my Instagram, Alex Sunder Fit. Let me know if you're getting value from this. I would love to know all your takeaways, good and bad, right? There's no such thing as a bad takeaway as long as you're willing to take criticism. And one of my favorite things actually about doing this podcast is actually making these episodes short and sweet, because a lot of podcasts that I used to listen to in the past before, they were just way too long. Like all of their episodes are like 2 to 3 to 4 hours long. And like, who has time to fucking listen to that? Some episodes, like, no hate on the guy, Joe Rogan. I would love to be on Joe Rogan one day. Shout out Joe Rogan. His episodes are like 3 hours long. To get through an episode takes me like a month sometimes. So we're going to keep these direct, straight to the point, tons and tons of value, and we're going to take it from there. So what to eat before you work out? So I'm going to answer a few questions here. Should you eat before you work out? Absolutely. If you want great performance in the gym, you want to build lean muscle tissue and lose body fat, fueling your body is key. And I'll answer a couple questions throughout it where it comes to working out early in the morning, fasting, all that good stuff. So what should you eat? Well, there's two primary things that you should prioritize, and that is protein and carbohydrates. Now, the reason why you want to have carbohydrates is because that's going to give you the energy and fuel to fuel your training to get it in. There's a lot more technical science behind it where I can talk about glycogen, ATP, all that stuff. But essentially, carbohydrates are your body's main energy source. You don't want to avoid them. You want to consume them before your workouts. Now, complex carbohydrates are good, right? So you want something easily digestible. You can consume simple carbohydrates as well, such as fruit, to get that in. And for all those OG lifters out there, you can have a little bit of candy as long as it fits in your macros. Get those simple carbohydrates going. It's going to help a lot. So protein and carbs. Your protein source, you want it, again, easily digestible as well. You want it low in fat, ideally. So chicken's really good. Egg whites are really good. Protein powder is really good. Technically, you could just probably eat carbohydrates. Protein's probably more beneficial post-workout. But if you're eating the right amount of protein per day, you might have trouble hitting your protein targets throughout the day. So consuming protein before your workouts is super, super key. Absolutely. So a couple examples of carbohydrates sources that you can actually consume. I love white rice. Oatmeal's a really, really good one. Bread's a good one. Rice cakes are a good one. Potatoes are really good because the potassium can actually help with your training in combination with sodium. So you got your protein, you got your carbs. Now what else do you need? Hydration is super key. Now, the reason hydration is extremely important when it comes down to your workouts is because your body is made up of 60 to 70% water. Now, your muscles itself are made up of 80% water. So the more hydrated you are, the more you'll actually be able to help you in that, what we call that ATP process, to get the energy, to get the nutrients that you need into the muscle to help perform with your training. So before you work out, I suggest throughout it, before maybe like a liter and a half before you work out or throughout the day before, to keep your muscles, your body hydrated. On top of that, you want sodium, right? Sodium as well is huge in performance, right? So adding some sea salt to your food, sea salt to your water before will help tremendously as well. And believe it or not, a lot of people just do salt, but the reason why I actually recommend potatoes before is because of the potassium. There's something called a sodium potassium pump that's in your biochemistry that actually happens to get more what we call ATP, which is energy, into the muscle, which is going to help with performance in the gym, right? So you want a combination of both. That's what I usually suggest. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, of course, but it will help with your performance and making sure your training sessions feel absolutely amazing. Now, what happens if you fast in the morning or you work out super early and you just don't have the appetite? Well, with fasting, fasting for most people is just not a good idea. Most people who actually fast before the workouts, I've seen in gyms all the time, will probably pass out, right? Happens a lot, right? So I suggest eat first, right? Now, if you want to fast, build up to it. Don't just start it off right off the bat. You need to give your body a little bit time to adapt to the fasting to make sure that, you can actually adapt to that, that fasting window. So always consume something before your workouts. And if you wake up early in the morning, again, you want something quick and fast and easily digestible in the morning. Eat something that's super quick, that's super digestible. So again, protein and carbs is what you want to aim for. So something that I suggest is maybe make a shake, maybe the night before or in the morning. Put some fruit, protein powder is in there. You can use oatmeal as well. That's a really good go-to one when it comes to blending. Or protein bars work as well. Or on the more advanced side, you can have a more complex meal later at night so you can still have that fuel for you in the morning, right? So eating before your workout is absolutely necessary for long-term benefit. You might get away with it in the beginning, but if you really want to progress, if you really want to lose body fat, build muscle, food is your friend. Food is your fuel. Eat within your caloric intake. Don't avoid it. Eating food is really, really good. And that's about it. So hope you guys got a lot of value out of this episode. If you're watching this, if you're getting value from this, make sure to share it. Make sure to share it with someone who can use this information correctly. And if you guys need help, right, with it, I got a free ebook that I will give you if you guys are looking for foods to eat in the morning. It'll have 10 recipes on it. DM me about it on my Instagram, Alex Sundar Fit, and I will toss you a free recipe ebook with 10 recipes of foods that you can actually eat in the morning. So take care. Hope you guys have the best day ever, and we will talk with you later.